Okay, so we're going to start off in our standing posture. Lifting up nice and tall, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest. And then from here, just bringing that tailbone underneath into neutral spine. We're going to take a breath in as we draw in through the core. So we pull everything in here, nice and tight. And then on the exhale, chin into the chest. We're going to roll these shoulders forwards, nice and slowly. Keep the knees soft as we come forwards. Just let the head hang down. And then inhale, lift all the way up here. And roll the shoulders back, open into the chest. Lift all the way up and then release the arms back down here. Good, take a breath in. Exhale, we come forwards. Good, and again, hold here. Allow everything to lengthen. Take a breath in, start the journey all the way up here, nice and slow. Rolling up one vertebra at a time, rolling the shoulders back, opening into the chest, lifting the arms all the way up here. And then again, take a breath in as we float the arms back down, chin into the chest, exhale as we roll forwards. And then we're going to bring the hands in here, elbows, grip the elbows with the hands. Now we're just going to take a little twist through the waist. So keep the hips still. You want to twist from the trunk of the body rather than sway at the hips. Opening up all the way through the side of the body. Getting a little lateral twist there through the spine. And then release these hands down. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, we roll all the way up. Release the arms. And then bring the arms forwards here so that the wrists are in line with the shoulders. And then from here, we're going to take a breath in. On the exhale, we're going to open out into the chest. Good. Inhale, come all the way back. Drop the hands down. Exhale, we lift. And we open. So just teasing the arms back just a little bit beyond the center line here, creating a bit of a stretch all through the top of the chest and into the front of the shoulders. Good, keep the elbows nice and soft. Good, now from here we send this right arm away and we bring the ear down and come back. Send the left arm away. Good, so try not to push the hips out here. We're bringing the ear down to the arm. It's lengthening all the way through the body as we come over here. Good, well done. Good, so one more to each side here. All the way out. And then from here we come back, lift the arms forwards here, take a breath in, find that Pilates posture, and then keep the arms lifting all the way up as we lift the heels away from the floor. Inhale, heels drop back. Exhale, we press back into a squat. Keeping these knees in line with the hips. Good, inhale as we lengthen through the arms, start to straighten the legs. And we start to curl all the way up, drawing through the tummy here, rolling back, stacking the shoulders. And then we open up the arms here, lift all the way up. Inhale as we float the arms all the way back down. Exhale as we bring these arms forwards and open out the chest. Inhale as we come all the way back. Exhale as we open. Inhale all the way back. Exhale as we open. And again, inhale, come all the way back here, lift the arms up, raise the heels, and then drop these heels down and press back into a squat. Squeezing into pressing those big toes in, keeping those knees together, and then we come all the way down here and curl up nice and slowly, scooping all the way through the core, come all the way up, float the arms up here. And then drop the arms all the way back down. Take a breath in as we bring the arms forwards. And then from here, we're going to draw this right elbow back. And you're going to follow your elbow with your eyes. Keep these hips facing forwards. Inhale, come all the way back. Exhale as we take the arm Over to the other side. Good, so moving into a bit of balance work now. As we bring this right arm back, we're going to lift the left foot away from the floor. Inhale, we come all the way back. So just a small lift to start with. Now, of course, we need to have these core muscles switched on. So particularly as you're lifting the foot, you want to draw in through the core. So grip all the way through the whole of the trunk of the body. Lift up that pelvic floor. Gradually now starting to increase the height of your knee lift. Good, all the way back. Good, well done. Slowly bringing that knee up to hip height here. Try not to lean back, that's the tendency with this. So as that elbow comes back, we tend to lean a little bit, wobble around. We want to try and maintain stability, which is where the challenge is in the exercise. So as we're drawing back, moving slow enough, keeping the core tight. Good, I know some of you are going to be doing this on carpet, which is certainly not going to help with balance, but it just makes it more of a challenge, which is good. Good, well done. Come all the way down, release the arms. Inhale, lift. And then from here, we're going to float the arms all the way down, chin into the chest and roll down here. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands and knees all the way down into tabletop. So we're down on the mat here, holding this tabletop position. Now from here, we're going to take a breath in, draw through the tummy here, exhale as we lift all the way up through the spine. Inhale as we drop that tummy down, exhale. Inhale as we drop the tummy down, exhale. Good guys, well done. We're going to take two more. Inhale, drop the tummy down, exhale. Good, well done. Now from here, holding tabletop, take a breath in. Exhale, we're going to slide right arm, left leg into that extension here. Come all the way back into the center as you inhale, exhale. Send the arm and leg away. Now as you squeeze into the center line here, you're going to draw the chin into the chest, lift the spine, and then reach and extend. So we're kind of creating two different mobility exercises for the spine. So we come in curling, lengthen through the vertebra as much as we can, and then take that extension as we release and lengthen all the way through the spine. And then we can add a little bit of core work here as well. So we can come out into that extension, hold it here, and open and close away from the center line. So we come all the way in, lengthen, open, and close. Keeping the trunk of the body solid, so there's no swinging around, the only movement is coming from the shoulder and the hip. We're going to take one more. Keep it going. I know the wrists will probably be getting a bit sore, but we're going to sit back, have a child's pose stretch. So come all the way back here, press the bottom down. And if that left wrist is sore, give it a shake. Or drop the wrist all the way down here and rest the head down. Get that stretch all the way into the lower back, the glutes. And just roll the shoulders around here, have a stretch. Good, now we come all the way forwards here, start to glide forwards. We're going to lift all the way up through the spine. I want you to gently walk the hands forwards to bring your hips down into a modified plank here. Now from here, a little bit of effort, a little bit of strength work. We're going to inhale, bend into the elbows and allow the chest to lower down. Try not to let the chin fall in, and down we come, all the way to the mat. Now from here, let's work a little bit into the back. So we're going to take the arms forwards here. So same as we did in tabletop, but this is going to feel a little bit different as we engage the kind of mid to upper back muscles. So the eyes are going to look down, take a breath in, pull the tummy in, exhale, we're going to lengthen, right arm, left leg. Inhale, lower down, exhale, lengthen, left arm, right leg. Good, so here we start to mobilise and lengthen into the mid to upper back. So reaching forwards with the fingers, kicking back with the toes here. Keep the eyes looking down. So it's very tempting to lift the chin and look forwards, but you want to maintain length and good posture through the spine. Now, if you fancy a bit more of a challenge, you can start to scissor the motion so that the hips and shoulders are moving at the same time. Keep the eyes looking down and watch here that you're not bending into the knees. So that happens sometimes. People are very tight in the hip flexors and start to kick at the knees. We want to be moving from the hips. So we're engaging the glutes. Last couple of changes here. Down we come. Slide those hands all the way in. Press all the way up here. And we're going to come into tabletop and take a stretch. So bring the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Take a breath in. Exhale. Chin into the chest. Inhale. We drop into neutral. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Drop into neutral. Exhale. Good. Now, set yourself up into tabletop again to take the hip and shoulder extension to the other side. So we hold here, take a breath in, nice and strong through the trunk of the body. And then on your exhale, this left arm comes out, right leg comes back into extension. Now, really drawing in through the tummy here, keeping that torso tight. Inhale, we pull the knee and the elbow into the center line. Exhale. Inhale, we come in. Tuck yourself in as much as you can. Exhale. Reach forwards with the fingers, kick back with the toes. Good, guys, well done. Now, after this one, we add in that little bit of extra core work as well. So we come into extension, hold it here, take a breath in, exhale. Inhale, we come in, exhale. Inhale, we come in, exhale. Good, last one here. Good, well done. Let's drop ourselves back into our child's pose. So again, shaking off into the wrist, bringing the hands down here. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, if you want to release into the shoulders, that tabletop position can really load into the shoulders there. So drop the bottom down if you need a stretch. Steady the breath. Take a couple of breaths here. Good, good, good. Now let's glide ourselves all the way down and forwards here. Again, we are making the most of every movement that we have available. So finding this modified plank. Keeping the tummy tight, we bend into the elbows. Inhale as the chest comes all the way down here. Good, well done. Now we're going to curl up here onto these forearms. Legs lengthened away here about hip width. And we're going to work a little bit into the hamstrings. So a hamstring activation exercise. So I want you to take hold of the core still here. So as you breathe in, pull the tummy in here. Exhale, let's curl this leg up. Give it a kick. Again, other side. Good, so light point to the toe. Good, and again, other side. Now, have a play around with this because people get a different sensation here. Now, you should be feeling this as a contraction in the hamstrings. So the muscles that run down the back of your thigh from your hip down to your knee. Now, not everybody does, so have a go at flexing the foot. So come up as if you're kicking up towards your bottom. Now, personally, I feel this with my toes straight. We can also try a little double. So we come up and add that little double kick. Try and keep the tummy lifted away from the floor here. And you're kind of exhaling on the kick. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Good, well done. We're going to take one more to each side. Good, well done. And then drop all the way down here. Bring the arms nice and wide. And let's take a little bit of work into the lower back. Pull these toes in. Take a breath in here. Exhale. So make sure your big toes are meeting. In the middle, the heels are open. And as you lift the forearms away, keep the eyes looking down. Imagine you're reading your favourite book. So we're not compressing the cervical spine as we lift the chin. We're keeping this alignment all the way from the very top of the spine down to the tailbone. Often when we talk about posture and the spine, people seem to forget about the neck, as if it's kind of not part of our posture, but of course it is. Now, if you want a bit more here, you can extend the arms forwards, and this creates a bit of resistance for the back. So as you lift, extend, and then obviously your lower back then has got to support the weight of your arms going forwards. So it just makes it a little bit more intense. Good, well done. We're going to take one more here. And then press these hands in. We're going to peel all the way up. Peel all the way up. And we hold into tabletop here. Take a breath in. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, we drop down into neutral spine. Exhale, we lift. Again, inhale into neutral. And exhale. Good, now from here, we're going to roll over onto our right side here. Come all the way down onto the forearm, and we're going to do a little bit of work into the obliques here. So slide this top leg forward, so you want to press the heel just in front of the knee. So we've got a bit of room to pull this knee in if we need to. As we prepare, we inhale, we lift all the way through this torso here, so we're nice and long and strong. And then on the exhale, we're going to lift all the way up here. Inhale, come all the way down. Exhale. Now, if that's a bit much for the shoulder, your option to pull the knee in here is going to really take some of the pressure out of the shoulder. But you still get this really nice core work through the obliques. You can still feel those obliques working even with this bottom knee pulled in. It doesn't detract at all from the effort. It just takes a bit of pressure off the shoulder. So really long, you're trying to get these hips up in line with the shoulders. That might be work in progress, but we just want to really work into these obliques here. One more here. Good stuff. Drop these hips down, bring the knees together, come up here, and then we're just going to lift all the way up and take a bit of a side bend. Good, well done. Drop all the way down, and we slide all the way down now into this laying position here. And from here, we're going to pull this bottom knee in slightly, create a bit of space between our waist and the mat. So draw through the tummy, float this top leg away, left hand in front of the chest for stability. As you inhale, you're going to draw this knee in here. Exhale, lengthen the leg and sweep back. So very much the same motion as if you're pedaling a bicycle. And this is a lovely hip mobility exercise. We also work into the glutes as well. But we need to make sure a few things are not happening. So we want the torso, the top of the body here to be still. So we don't want to be rolling around here trying to get this leg moving. The only thing that's moving is this hip. I always say if I was to look at you from the waist up, it would look like you're not moving. So it's just that hip that's moving. Now if you want more of a challenge through the core here, take the bottom leg out straight and your torso, your obliques are going to have to work harder to stabilise the upper body. Good, now let's take it back the other way as if you're paddling backwards. Now some people struggle to coordinate this one, so I'll try my best to explain it. So you're going to have the knee into the chest first of all, point the toe, send it back, then you're going to flex the foot, straighten the leg, sweep it all the way forwards. So point the toe, send it back, flex the foot, straighten the leg and drag it forwards. Good. Now just make sure as you send the leg back that you're not trying to send it so far back that this shoulder's coming forwards here. So you want to keep the shoulders stacked. Again. Good, well done. We're going to take 2 more. And I think this working out at home is a fantastic opportunity to really look at your form. So have a go at taking some of these exercises, switching your camera on to face you, and so you can see yourself doing these exercises and what's happening. Trying to remember all the teaching points. And again, just bring this leg, you can bring it forwards here. Just give the bum a pat. Good. Now let's press all the way over onto the back here. We're going to work a bit into the core and then into the spine. So from here, we're going to bring these legs all the way up into tabletop. So start with the right leg, bring the knee up here over the hip, shin parallel to the ceiling, and then let's lift the left up to join the right. Now once we lift both these legs up here, we need to take measures just to protect the lower back. So squeeze the bottom of these ribs here down towards the pelvis. And we have a little bit more support here through the trunk of the body to hold these legs up. Now from here, light point in the toes, take a breath in. Exhale, you're going to tap the right foot down to the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. Good. Now from here, watch that you're not just bending at the knee to get the foot down here, which I see a lot. Okay, really people kind of just bending at the knee. What we want is this extension from the hip, because the weight of your leg is creating resistance for your torso, for the trunk of your body, which is the point of the exercise. Yes, it's also going to strengthen the hip flexors, going to strengthen the quads, but the main aim is to work into the torso here. So we want to make sure we're tapping, just keeping that right angle in the knee, tapping slightly away from you to maintain that angle. So relax the arms and shoulders down. Try not to lift through the upper body, the lower back. Keep the ribs connected to the pelvis. And then if you want to challenge yourself a bit with this, you can scissor the motion so that both the hips are moving at the same time. And if you need a low option for this, if that's just way too much, you can have your feet on the floor and you can just take these knee folds. Nice little mobility for the hips, strength for the quads and hip flexors, and still challenges the core because you're still using the core muscles to assist the lift of the knee away from the floor. So really there is something for everybody with these sessions. It's just knowing what works for you. Good, now from here bring these legs all the way back down. We're going to release some of the tension that we probably put in the back there. So squeeze the knees up here, take a breath in, and then on your exhale draw these knees down towards you. Hold it here. Inhale, release. Exhale. Good, well done. And then let's bring the feet all the way back down. And we're just going to work a little bit into bridge before we finish over onto the left side. So hands to the floor. Make sure these feet are in line with the hips. Okay, and really do make sure. And as you peel up into bridge, push your big toes into the mat. So we do on the knees flaring out. Okay, so let's take a breath in here. On the exhale, lower back down to the mat. Feel this pelvis tilt. And then press into the feet. Peel all the way up here. Try and keep these hips level as you climb up. Hold your bridge. Take a breath in. Exhale, we lower down. Now remember what this is all about. This is all about mobilizing the spine. So really, it's about the journey. Okay, so it's about the journey up and the journey down, which is what I love about this exercise. This is probably my favorite exercise in Pilates. And actually it's quite ironic because years ago when I used to do triathlon, I used to do this exercise, but the single leg, you know, coming up, holding one leg up and dropping down to strengthen into the legs, into the hamstrings and the glutes. And I used to hate it, found it so hard, even just bridge. So obviously, even despite doing lots of triathlon, I must be a lot stronger having done Pilates all these years. Good, now from here, let's hold into bridge here. Now let's just take a little lift one knee at a time, breath in. Now you're going to really have to press into the foot that stays on the floor as you lift. So press into that left foot now, lift the right knee. Inhale, drop down. Exhale, bring the left up. Good stuff. And then roll down. Good. We're going to take 2 more rounds of those. It's amazing how much more difficult it is the minute you lift one leg. And again, you're going to observe if you've got one leg that feels a bit easier than the other side. What you're aiming for here is to keep the hips neutral despite the fact that one of the legs is lifted. And this is partly attributed to oblique strength here. This isn't just about the hips or the glutes. So obviously there are lots of muscles that need to be recruited to enable that leg to lift, to keep the hips neutral. Let's come all the way up. So it's mainly the glutes and these obliques here. So again, let's take one more. See if you can see whether one side drops. Again, this is where it would be great to film yourself and see what's happening. All the way down. And then slide these legs away, lift the arms overhead. Let's take full body stretch. Ooh, that feels nice. Good, have a little twist through the wrist, twist through the ankles. Love a good stretch, as long as it doesn't give me cramp. And then let's bring the arms all the way up here. Let's go into a roll up. So take a breath in. Draw down here. So lift, squeeze again the ribs down to this pelvis here. As you lift the head and the chin. And then slowly we come all the way up here. And we're going to rock round over to the other side. So round to the left side. And we're going to take our side plank. So again, we've got these legs lengthened away, this top leg forwards, heel just underneath the bottom knee, so we've got room to pull this in if we need to. Lift up nice and long through the torso, take a breath in here, and then on the exhale, inhale, lower those hips. Exhale. Good. And as you lift up here, you want to draw away from the mat. Really keep pulling everything in tight. We can't just rely on the muscles responding to the action. We've got to also switch some muscles on here. So really keep sucking in through this neutral, through your core here as you lift. So again, if you need a bit of support for this shoulder, pull that knee in. You're putting a lot of weight here. It's not going to hurt your shoulder unless you've got any, pre-existing issues, as long as the shoulder is already healthy and the elbow is under the shoulder. That's the key thing. We're fine. It's a strength issue. We're not often taking a whole weight through the shoulder, so it's just a bit foreign to the shoulder. It doesn't have the strength, so we have to work on that over time. Good, well done. Lower those hips and let's slide all the way down here. Send these legs away and again start to create that space here between the waist and the mat, so we are engaged through these core muscles. Pull the knee in, lift this top leg up, and as we breathe in, we pull this knee in here. Exhale. Good, inhale as that knee comes in. Exhale. So keeping that leg up as best you can to hip height. And this is where with this exercise, again, it would be great to see what you're doing. Have a look and see how this looks, because it's really hard to tell when you don't have that visibility. when sometimes I teach in gyms, people have got mirrors to look into, which can be handy, although sometimes it can force people to lose their alignment if they're on their front and they decide to look forwards at themselves in the mirror. Good. Now let's take it back. Bring the knee in, send the leg back. Good. So one of the fundamentals of Pilates is precision. So Joseph Pilates came up with a series of fundamentals which he thought were obviously at the heart of Pilates practice, and one of them is precision, i.e. that, you know, in order to really get the full physiological effect of the exercise, it needs to be precise. And some Pilates teachers are extremely pedantic about every single neck position. I'm not as pedantic, but still, we do still want to get the exercises technically correct. Good. I think sometimes if we get too pedantic, it can slow down the pace of the class and get a bit annoying for people. So try to keep moving, but just give people lots of teaching points. So give the bum a bash. Good stuff. Now from here, let's come all the way up into seated here and just take this little side bend. So lift all the way up, release some tension through the waist from that side plank. And then we're just going to rock all the way around here onto the hands and the knees, and send those knees a bit wider, press back here, bum all the way back, take a deeper stretch. Breathe in. Again, take that little wiggle into the hips. And what I really mean by that is press the knees down, one knee at a time, into the mat. So we get this nice stretch into the hips and the groin. And then come all the way forwards here. Bring the knees back in. We're going to take a breath in. And then on the exhale, we're going to lift up nice and long through the spine. Have a little twist of the head. Just helps to kind of shift the stretch into the shoulders. Drop the tummy down. And again, lift all the way up. And then curl these toes underneath. Bring the hands towards the knees here. Press all the way back onto those toes. And then as you drop the heels down here, start to feel the back of the legs stretch. And then from here, we're going to start to roll all the way up. Good. And then just slowly adjust your eyes to standing. Give the neck a little stretch. And well done. Big clap. Good effort.